to your next. Yeah.
Nice. Well, my next one is Ormblok, and that one is the winner of the GB compo.
Oh,
When I picked it, it wasn't announced yet that it was the winner, but when I played it, I was like, "This is a very, very good game." And the premise is maybe a little bit dull because it's a block falling puzzle game like Tetris. Um,
no.
but it's like Tetris combined with Snake, the game we
Nibbler.
all had on our Nokia,
Yeah.
or Nibbler. Yeah, that's I think a variant of it. So how do you combine those two games? Well, that's the most interesting part of this. So if you're good at Tetris, this game will mess you up because this game starts with a Tetris field, and what you have to do is to actually misdrop your Tetris blocks, because every one square you leave open becomes a thing you can pick up as the snake. Or if you have like two squares open, it becomes a doubler. So what you have to do is drop the blocks and have create as many holes as possible, because those become your pickups when you're in snake mode. So first you're in Tetris mode, you drop down the blocks, you make either one squares open for 1 point or two squares open for doublers. And if you have like a 2x2 square open, you create a wormhole, and then the snake mode starts. So, and if the snake mode starts, you have to pick up all those empty squares you made. Every empty square is 1 point, but if you pick up a doubler, which you make with a two open square, then the next square you pick up is 2 points, and that doubling can go up to like times 1,000 or something,
Wow,
or
that's insane.
even more.
This game's insane. What a great idea. That was a great idea. I love it. And then so you have to beat it all up. Then when it reaches the top, you start with the snake. Cool.
So and then you pick up all those open squares, and you end into the wormhole, and then the Tetris round starts again. So that's basically the gameplay loop. What you also have is lives. So if you go too high in the Tetris without making that wormhole, then the whole screen goes down, and then you lose one life, and the snake will end up, and you also lose all those things you created. Or if you're with the snake, if you go into the wall or something, then you also lose a life. In snake mode, if you get all the pickups you created, then you regain a life again. So that's how you get lives. You start with 2 lives, and and you can get up to 4 lives.
Wow, it looks beautiful as well.
Then there's every loop, like there's like the every level, so to speak. There is a goal. So you start with the goal of 10 points. So you have to nibble up 10 of those things, or maybe if you have a doubler, you can nibble up 5. And then go to the wormhole. Then you reach the goal of that stage, and then you can continue on to the next stage. If you don't reach that goal, then you also lose a life, and then you get the additional points, and then you can maybe even still reach the goal. And it starts with 10 points, but I keep dying at like 6,000 points or something you have to reach in one stage. So that will become very, very difficult. But the idea is, so create a lot of those doublers, because then the next thing you pick up will be a lot of points worth. So what you can also do is, if you create 3 doublers next to each other, or if you create in sequence, then it becomes a black doubler, and that doubles like 4 times, I think, or does a quadruple thing. And the same you can do with the normal pickups. If you make 3 in a sequence, it becomes black, and I think that's worth 2 points, if I remember correctly. Well, it's a lot of mechanics, and when you're playing, at first there's like a tutorial stage, so you have to really do that tutorial stage before you understand this game, because it's quite confusing. But that makes this game very interesting and very deep.
Very unique
in gameplay.
Yes,
sorry.
They're very unique. It's like a crossover to genres, a bit like the Mr. Dindo, the one that we did like with that Mr. T with the unicorn. It was like 2 games together, and so is this. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
Mr. Jin
was also Tetris and a sort of Bomberman sort of game.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it.
But yeah, at first I thought, okay, I'm very good at Tetris, so I will probably be very good at this game. But because you have to sort of mess up your playfield to create those pickups, it becomes a whole other game. And it's also, and becomes very difficult to get those scores eventually. It's super fun, and the design is also very good, because you start when you press start when you are in the start menu, in the first menu, you see that snake go down and go into the level, and it's all the screens are connected really beautifully.
Yeah, that's cool. Other. Yeah, I like that.
And also the music. There's one music track, but it never bores me. That's really good song, and really fitting for this style of game, I think. And well, I think this game is just brilliant. It's well, we would be doing Game of the Year, and normally, because I played this last year, I thought, okay, should I put this in the Game of the Year? But I'll put this probably in Game of this year.
Wow!
In the end of this year, because this, well, it would be my number 1, I think, if it was for this year. So yeah, it's so good, and I just played it for. I almost missed the start of this show because I was playing this again. I was really deep into it. I was like playing it on my Mio Mini, and I was like, oh, it's already recording time. Oops, I have to hurry, because I was really into this game again. And everyone who likes these kind of games, I would say just try this, because it's just really great, and there's just nothing I could improve in this game. It's just a finished game.
Amazing.
It's just they could have asked like $10 for it, or maybe put it on an actual cartridge. I would buy it.
I think it's a very smart idea to combine 2 completely different games like this.
It's done in a very smart way.
That alone is worth.
It's the idea is good, but the thing is, how do you do that? And I wouldn't have thought of doing it this way. It's just really brilliantly done. So I can't say anything bad about this game. It's just go play it. It's really good, and you can also play it in the browser if you want.
I wish I could have maybe a Windows version or something with a bigger screen, it probably plays well also on the GB, but also to have it with a much larger playground, it would be interesting to know how it would play.
Oh yeah, but maybe then it becomes too easy. I don't know. Because the hardest thing of this game is to create that wormhole. Because you don't want, when you create a wormhole, or that's a 2x2 block,
the stage ends, and
then you go into that snake mode, but you don't want to be in the snake mode too early because you have to create all those pickups first. And
well, actually,
so
because you have to create a space, isn't it? If I'm looking at it right, basically the area made of all the blocks that you dropped becomes the playable area, and the holes become the pickups.
That's also right. Yeah, that's also right. So the wormhole you always have to create on the top of the screen, but it's also hard to create a 4x4 square because you're not used to that in Tetris to make these stupid open spaces. Yeah. So you have to not a lot of wiggle room in the top of the screen to make that wormhole. So a lot of times you mess up then, and then you have to, then you lose a life and you will lose a lot of progress. So yeah, there's a lot of risk reward as well in that at that stage. You can become really good at it, and I think there's even an ending in this game, in a certain score, max score, or maybe a certain end level. I've seen it somewhere, but I never managed to get there. But maybe someday. I forgot to say this game is made by Ben Jelter. I think we also...
It says in collaboration with, yeah.
I think we also... It's not the first time we talked about a game, I think, from him. Ben Jelter and Mike Lies.
Yeah, Ben Jelter did another game that you played at the very early days of the podcast, which was in a room.
Possum Country or something?
It was in a room, and you would have to solve puzzles inside a room. I remember it. I remember the game, but I don't remember the title. I think it was his.
Me neither. Anyway, he's like a sort of famous Game Boy creator, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would it's free, so go play it. I think it's a winner because of a reason. No, I also played the second place game.
Of course. Give us the crumbs and
it's Fortune and Glory, but I didn't like that game. The graphics are super nice, but it's just not that great platformer, I thought. So that's why I didn't bring it to this show. So yeah, it's really well deserved Ormblok to win this competition, in my opinion.
It's good. It looks good. I like the colors. I like the graphics, the modern sort of graphics that it's got. It does resemble the 80s sort of thing that they used to do. But I like it. Yeah, I like how it all scrolls down when you finished with the snake. It all goes down, as you said, and it continues on from there. Very good.
Yeah, and I played it maybe for 5 hours already. It's just that addictive. It's just it's just one which will be keeping in my relation of good drop, like falling block puzzle games.
Good. All right. As we go around the table, Diego, it's your turn again.